Welcome students. Today we will see about the utility. That is meaning of utility, characteristics of utility, types of utility and measurability of utility. Meaning of utility. In the ordinary language, utility means usefulness. Useful of electricity power, useful of water, etc. So in economics, utility is defined as the want satisfying power of a commodity. Fulfillment of a desire is want, and fulfillment of a want is demand. If the commodities are not useful and do not fulfill our wants, then nobody would buy the commodities. Thus, all those commodities which are useful and have utility will alone be produced and sold in the market. For example, if a student wants to write, he buys a pen. The pen has the capacity to fulfill the want of writing, and so the pen has utility. If the pen does not have the capacity of writing, then the student will not buy the pen at all. The pens will not at all be produced. The pens will be produced only because they are capable of fulfilling the want of writing. Next one, characteristics of utility. There are 6 characters. They are: utility is psychological, utility is not equivalent to usefulness, utility is not the same as pleasure, utility is personal and relative, utility is a subjective concept, and utility has no ethical. First one, utility is psychological. It depends on the consumer's mental attitude. For example, a vegetarian derives no utility from mutton. This is called psychological utility. Next one, utility is not equivalent to usefulness. For example, a smoker derives utility from a cigarette, but his health gets affected. Next one, utility is not the same as pleasure. A sick person derives utility from taking a medicine, but definitely it is not providing pleasure. Utility is personal and relative. An individual obtains varied utility from one and the same good in different situations and places. It's called personal and relative. Utility is a subjective concept. It cannot be measured objectively and it cannot be measured numerically. That's why it is called a subjective concept. Next one, utility has no ethical. That means moral significance. Ethical means moral. For example, a cook derives utility from a knife using which he cuts some vegetables. And a killer wants to stab his enemy by that knife. So in economics, a commodity has utility if it satisfies a human want. So these are the characteristics of utility. Next one, types of utility. There are many types. What are they? Form utility, time utility, place utility, service utility, possession utility, and knowledge utility. First one, form utility. If the physical form of a commodity is changed, its utility may increase. For instance, the utility of cotton increases if it is converted into clothes. Cotton as a raw material may not possess utility for a consumer. But as it gets a new form as a cloth, it yields the consumer utility. The other examples are processing of paddy into rice, wheat into flour, and butter into ghee. So these are the form utility. Next one, time utility. If the commodity is stored for future usage, its utility may increase. During rainy season, water is stored in reservoirs and it is used at a later time. This increases the utility of that stored water, and agricultural commodities like paddy, wheat, oil seeds, pulses are stored for the regular uses of consumers throughout the year. So this is called time utility. Place utility. A student derives place utility from a book not at the place of its publication but only at the place of his education. If a commodity is transported from one place to another, its utility may increase. For instance, if rice is transported from Tamil Nadu to Kerala, its utility will be more. Service utility. Service utility is a utility created when services are rendered by professionals. For example, services of a doctor to his patients, services of teachers to students, etc. Here, both production of utility and its consumption takes place at the same time. Next one, possession utility. Commodities in the transaction process change from one person to another person. Commodities in the hands of producers have some utility, and by the time they reach consumers through the traders, their utility is increased. Such utility due to possession or transfer of ownership of the commodity is called possession utility. For example, paddy in the hands of producers, that is, farmers has less utility compared to that of the rice in the hands of consumers. Next one, knowledge utility. This utility derived from acquiring knowledge about a particular product. For instance, the utility derived from a mobile increases if the consumer has complete knowledge about its functions. So these are the types of utility. Next one, measurability of utility. See the picture. How do we measure utility? We measure utility with what is called utils. And util is a unit of measurement of utility. An individual pays a price for the unit of the good equal to the utility derived. See the picture here. The utility of pizza is 12 utils and the finger chips is 9 utils. Marshall states that utility can be measured indirectly using the measuring rod of money. So this is the measurability of utility. How we are measuring the utility. Next one, concept of utility. There are two basic approaches, basic concepts or approaches. They are cardinal utility approaches and ordinal utility approach. Cardinal utility is also called as measurable utility. Marshall is the chief exponent of the utility approach to the theory of demand. It is also called as marginal utility analysis or Marshallian utility analysis. Second approach is the indifference curve approach, which uses the idea of comparable utility. This comparable utility is also called ordinal utility. So cardinal utility we can measure, and in ordinal utility we can compare the things. Here J.R. Hicks and R.G.D. Allen introduced the indifference curve approach. Next one, price. When the value of a commodity is expressed in terms of money, then it is called as price in economics. So, the money value of a commodity is the price of the commodity. Money is used to measure the value of a commodity. But the price of a commodity is determined by the demand for the commodity and its supply in the market is called price. Next one, market. The term market in our day-to-day life refers to a place where goods are bought and sold. For example, in vegetable market, vegetables are bought and sold. In flower market, flowers are bought and sold. But in economics, it does not refer to the place. Rather, it refers to the supply and demand for goods. Even in the case of vegetable market, the place is called as vegetable market because all those people who buy vegetables come to that place. Similarly, the vegetable sellers bring the vegetables from agricultural farms and sell them at that place. So, the supply of vegetables and demand for vegetables do take place at that place, and hence it is called as vegetable market. Therefore, it is the supply of goods and demand for them that makes the market. Next one, cost. It denotes the amount of money that a company spends on the creation or production of goods and services. This is the amount that the seller charges for a product, and it includes both the production cost and the markup, which is added by the seller in order to make a profit. Revenue. Revenue is the income generated from normal business operations and includes discounts and deductions for returned merchandise. It is the top line on gross income figure from which costs are subtracted to determine net income. Sales, service revenues, fees earned, interest revenue, etc. are the examples of revenue. Next one, equilibrium. There are three types of equilibrium. What are they? Stable equilibrium, particular equilibrium, and general equilibrium. First, we'll see the stable equilibrium. Equilibrium in general is defined as the state of rest or balance from which there is no tendency for change. Tendency means average for change is called stable equilibrium. Particular equilibrium. In economics, equilibrium normally refers to equilibrium in a market. That is, here see in the picture, it represents as market equilibrium, where the demand and supply is intersecting. That point is called market equilibrium. Even if there is any change, the original equilibrium position will be restored by market forces. What are the market forces? Supply and demand are called the market forces. The concept of equilibrium is also applied to describe and understand other subsystems of the economy like agriculture, industry, growth, and distribution. An equilibrium, when it pertains to a single variable, may be called particular equilibrium. General equilibrium. An equilibrium, on the other hand, when it relates to numerous variables or even the economy as a whole, may be called general equilibrium. Equilibrium refers to a particular pair of prices and quantity. The supply and the demand will be in balance in equilibrium. Consumer's equilibrium occurs when he gets maximum satisfaction. The equilibrium of the producer occurs when he gets maximum profit. In this diagram, OX-axis represents quantity and OY-axis represents price. The red line represents demand and the blue line represents supply curve. The demand curve always slopes left to right downwards. And the supply curve, which is in blue color, it always slopes left to right upwards. The intersection of demand and supply is called equilibrium level. So see in the picture here, price, quantity, demand, supply, everything is equal at that center point. That is called equilibrium level. Income. There are two types of income. They are nominal income and real income. Nominal income refers to income expressed in terms of money. It is termed as the money income. Real income is the amount of goods that can be purchased with money as income. It is the purchasing power of income, which is based on the rate of inflation. So, students, today we saw about the utility, characteristics of utility, types of utility, measurability of utility, and so on. The continuation we will see in the next class. Thank you.